Welcome to Truth by Billie Beene. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share, and hitting the like button. That helps my channel to grow. This is a flash update on July 30, 2025. Time in Texas about 1 p.m. Some of the sources I'll use: EARTHMASTER, Hal Turner, Space Weather Plus. Some of the things we'll cover: the 8.8 aftermath and secrets, U.S. and Ukraine, and U.S., Israel, and Iran. So let's get started. I'd like to say thank you to Jonelle Enterprises for extra support for my channel. Space Weather reports this: we've been hearing about this interstellar object in space. Interstellar. It came from outside our solar system. So far, it's been called a comet, an asteroid, and an ET ship. I'm leaning more toward some type of intelligent, operated object, because BPEARTHWATCH brought out, and other sources, that it appears to be under intelligent control and using anti-gravity acceleration. Now, NASA Space Weather continues to call it Atlas 31 Comet, but they are bringing this out. They apparently are not able to take accurate pictures of the object right now. We've seen that, to me, I believe it, if it's an intelligently controlled object, that it appears to me to be engaging in using cloaking. So, NASA, NOAA, are putting this out on spaceweather.com, that they're not able to take pictures of it now, so they went back in time to its pre-discovery days when it first entered our solar system. I believe at that time it wasn't engaging in cloaking, so they could get some pictures, and they now say, and continue to call it a comet, Atlas 31, that it's the largest interstellar object ever seen, and they believe it is 7 miles wide. I believe this is a developing story. And we have this. So what we saw in the past few days, an 8.8 earthquake. Initially, USGS put it out at an 8, then they went up to 8.7, and then settled at 8.8. It's the 6th largest earthquake in recorded human history. And so we saw then tsunami warnings, advisories, watches for Alaska, for the U.S. West Coast, for Hawaii, Guam, Samoa, Japan. I believe, excuse me, a lot of people must have been doing an awful lot of praying, because so far we haven't seen any devastating tsunamis. Now, it's believed the tsunami threat to some extent will continue for several more hours, or possibly 24 more hours. Because after this massive earthquake, you can have continuing, and definitely they're having aftershocks in the 7 range. So you can continue to have more energy being put into the ocean. But this is what we know so far. So right after the earthquake happened, within a few hours, Russia Kamchatka Peninsula received tsunamis that were 10 to 13 feet high. they had a small fishing village, some industry allied, ALAID, which had been evacuated. So that damage is going on. And we had Japan with their highest tsunami so far, about 5 feet. I believe that was in Hokkaido Island. We had Midway Island right about here that received some tsunami water, and says that Japan continues its evacuation, moving people away from all of its coastal areas. And we have this. Guam received, so Guam in this area, about 1 foot tsunami. Midway received about 6 feet tsunami. We had Maui in Hawaii received about 5.7 feet of tsunami. We had Alaska receiving 1 foot of tsunami. Crescent City in California received 1.5 feet of tsunami. So that's good. So far, we have that going on. So, and I believe the evacuations continue for both Japan and Hawaii. So they're keeping their people probably evacuated for a few more hours or possibly up to 24 hours. Now we have some secrets. Now we saw that successful U.S. strike on Iran using 7 B-2 stealth bombers, and we saw no intel coming out. And I believe that's what we're seeing right now. So we have the U.S., Israel, Iran, something going on, and we have no U.S. intel being put out. What we do know is we have Russian intel being put out that the U.S. and Israel will hit Iran again, and the attack is imminent. Russia has put this out and so warned Iran. Iran says if Israel hits Iran again, Iran will make a massive, strong response in its hits on Israel, and there will be no ceasefire this time. So no more 12-day war, apparently. Now, more secrets. This has to do with the U.S. and Ukraine. It's coming out. Over the weekend, there was a secret meeting in the Swiss Alps, and we had representatives there from the U.S. and UK, and representing Ukraine, we had Zaluzhny, we had Yermak, and no Zelensky, because the secret meeting was about replacing Zelensky. So that's, and also from Ukraine was Ukraine Intel Director Budanov. He was there. So I'm representing Ukraine, Zaluzhny, who it's believed the U.S. and UK have picked to replace Zelensky. Zaluzhny, who for the past year has been Ukraine's ambassador to the UK. It's put forth that during that time, the MI6 has been training Zelle. There was a secret meeting over the weekend in the Swiss Alps. The US and UK representatives have not been named, but representing Ukraine, no Zelensky, but instead Zaluzhny, Yermak, and Budanov. So that's going on. This concludes my flash. I love you, and I'll see you soon.